Welcome to Kapeleris Ultimate Talk TV. Be inspired, informed, and elevate your mind one step at a time. Talking about life, real estate, business, and beyond. Your host, author, speaker, real estate broker, Carmela Zita Kapeleris.
Welcome back. Remax is the #1 organization in Canada and the United States. What started out in Denver, Colorado in 1973 has now spread to over 90 countries. Remax is the real estate leader, and no one sells more real estate than Remax agents. Here to tell us more about it is Executive Vice President and Regional Director of Remax Ontario Atlantic, Gurinder Sandhu. Tell us a little bit about your background and what you do at Remax.
For sure, absolutely. But before I do that, I want to say thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you for being here.
It's a pleasure and an honor. And secondly, where do you find the time, Carmela? You're a full-time realtor and a very successful one at that. And you're a full-time mother. And you got a TV show now, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm the one who's honored to have you here. Thank you.
So what was the question? The question was...
So yeah, tell us about how you got started. I know you've got a really rich background.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a high level. You know what? I grew up in a real estate family. My dad was a broker. He was an agent first and then became a broker. And so I remember, 12 years old by the dinner table, my dad's, making appointments and eating, with one hand. And so I remember my childhood fondly. And it just kind of stuck in my blood. And so I became a realtor at the age of 18, worked for my dad's brokerage for about 6-7 years. And then I was in university at the time as well and became a CA and then got into global finance for a few years. But, I love world travel. But after a while, you start thinking about, well, what am I doing on a day-to-day basis? Is it helping me grow? Is it helping people grow? Is it enriching anybody's life? Yes. And after the travel wore off, I realized that I missed something. And so searching deep inside myself, I realized that it was the industry that I fell in love with when I was a little kid. And so about, I'd say 13 years ago, Royal LePage was looking for a finance guy with real estate experience and some IT background, and it's very difficult to find a CA with real estate salesmanship and IT. So I was kind of their guy. I was there for 8 years, and about 5 years ago, I met Walter Schneider and Pamela Alexander. Pamela's our CEO for Remax Integra, and Walter is co-owner, and Pamela's obviously on the ownership side as well. And so it's the Polzer family and the Schneider family that own Remax Integra, and I'll tell you more about Integra. But when I met with them, I realized that their goals were more in line with mine than where I was, and so about 5 years ago, I decided to make the change over to the #1 real estate company, not just in Canada and the U.S., but I'd like to think in the world.
Yes.
And so we're in more countries and have more agents globally in a more diverse nature than any other real estate company, and we're really proud of that. And we sell more real estate globally than anybody else. And so I knew that I had to be with #1. And that happened 5 years ago on the finance side, about 5 years ago, and about 3 years ago, Walter and Pamela asked me to help run this incredible organization in Ontario.
And you're doing an incredible job. You're doing an incredible job. So you've been there since 2010?
Since 2010, yes.
Wow. And what are the territories that you're covering? And tell us about Remax Integra.
Okay. Well, let me talk about Remax globally first. We're over 100,000 realtors spread, as you said, across over 90 countries. And that's over 6,000 offices. And Remax Integra, which is owned by the Schneider and Polzer families, represents about 1/3 of Remax overall. So 9 U.S. states, Ontario Atlantic, and 35 countries in Europe. And so we represent about 1/3 of Remax. And if you look at Ontario Atlantic, which is the region that I help manage, We have about 10,000 agents. And we're really proud of that, and we're proud of realtors like you, just all continuously thinking out of the box, entrepreneurial, and that's why, you know, in Ontario, not just Ontario, but around the world, our realtors have more experience than anybody else, and so that's what we really think is our value proposition for Canadian buyers and sellers, is that you know, realtors like yourself and your colleagues that are in the Remax network outperform the nearest competitor by 30 to 40%. And you know, as much as we're proud of that, the more important thing for that, what that represents, is experience, right? Yes. Especially in markets like Paul was mentioning earlier, in markets where there's, you know, 10, 20, 30 offers on one property. Who are you going to trust as your trusted advisor to help you get the right price for the right property?
Yeah.
Right. So we're really proud of our realtors, and we couldn't be any more thrilled with not only the real estate market but our network, and it's just an exciting place to be.
Right. And how do you feel that Remax has the edge over other companies? What do they offer that other companies don't? You talked about Remax Global, there's a Remax Luxury Market. What are some of the other things that Remax, I say because I'm Remax, have that's better?
Yeah. It's a loaded question, right? And there's so many facets to it, but let me start by saying that, you know, experience is the key, right? At the end of the day, as realtors, our role has drastically changed from, say, 20, 30 years ago when I practiced, where 20, 30 years ago was all about information, right? You know, I remember getting those books every Monday morning and kind of holding it close to my chest because that we were guardians of information.
The books that you tore off.
Yeah, that's right. But that horse left the barn long ago. And it's better for, not only for realtors, it's better for buyers, it's better for sellers, because it shouldn't be, our value proposition shouldn't be about information. In the internet era, you know, information is readily available, right?
Yeah.
I mean, many consumers know the prices of local neighborhoods better than many realtors.
Sure, they have the
Not
internet
Remax
now.
realtors, but but long and short of it is what our industry has transformed into is that our realtors are trusted advisors, right? They're negotiators. They know about the neighborhoods. They're acutely aware of what adds value to a property, and so it's those kinds of things that we at Remax help with regards to training, with regards to services, and so we really distinguish ourselves from the rest of the market by the level of investment that we put into helping our realtors become more productive, become more experienced, and I think that separates us from everything else, and so we're really proud of that.
Yeah, and Remax gives us more tools than any other company. The apps, they launch apps, like I think besides training, they have mentoring programs for new agents, so I just think that they're doing it all for their agents, which is great.
Yeah. And it boils down to investment, right? I mean, at the end of the day, technology has transformed our industry.
Yes.
Many industries have been displaced, like stock brokerages or travel, but our industry, you know, it's transformed the way that we do business, right? Mm-hmm. So what I mean by that is we know that 92+% of people go online before they ever talk to one of our realtors, right? But so we know that we need to be online in a major way. So at Ontario Atlantic, or Remax in general, we invest heavily in technology, not only in tools and technology, but we invest heavily in web assets to ensure that our properties are seen first by buyers or by sellers before anybody else. So, you know, I challenge anybody who's watching, go and type into Google, go and type in, say, real estate for sale in Mississauga or downtown Toronto or anywhere. Almost every single time, Remax is going to show up as number one. So it's those kinds of investments that allows our realtors to be not only top of mind, but be at the very top of awareness, whether it's online or offline, and so that really helps our realtors.
Helps a lot.
Yeah.
Remax is huge on advertising. What do you think that the consumer thinks of when they hear the name Remax? Well,
I like to say it's kind of the Kleenex effect, right? And by that way, I mean, it sounds kind of funny, but what I mean by that is when we reach out for a tissue, because it's a tissue, we don't say, tissue. In our minds, we think Kleenex, right?
Yeah.
That's marketing and promotion and brand building over years and years, and a significant amount of investment. And you know, when people think of real estate in Canada or the U.S. or globally for that matter, I think they think of Remax first. And so, and that's about investment that we put in, but it's also about our realtors, right?
Yes.
It's about their dedication, their commitment, their professionalism, the training, the education. It's all of that put together, and a brand is a promise, right? Our promise to our to consumers, to buyers, to sellers is that you will get the most experienced realtor, and you will get the best possible price if you're selling it, and you will get the best possible deal if you're a buyer.
Where do you see Remax in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, where I see personally Remax is we're going to continue to invest. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about investing in the future, whether it's professional development for individuals in their profession or companies that want to make sure that we remain at the top of our industry. That means investing in oneself. That means investing in the tools and the services and in the people. You know, at the end of the day, I like to tell people that when people ask me, what business are you in? And it's interesting because I usually say I'm in the people business, right? Because at the end of the day, it's the people that we need to invest in, right? And so we're investing in our realtors, we're investing in the people that work at head office, and we're going to continue to invest, because as much as the industry has changed, the one constant in our industry is going to be constant change. And so we're going to need to stay at the forefront of technology, and we will do that.
And
we'll
think out
invest.
of the box and do more innovative things.
Absolutely.
Before we go, tell me what you have in store for your agents.
What do we have in store for our agents? Okay. What we have in store for our agents is that we do an incredible number of events to ensure that we provide the latest in technology and the training, and our commitment to our realtors is that we are unequivocally totally committed to help our realtors take their business to the next level, and whatever that level is, and that's a promise to consumers as well, because in order for realtors to take their business to the next level, they need to provide that world-class service that each one of us as consumers demand.
And that's why more people call Remax, and Remax are number one. Thank you so much for being here, Gurinder Sandhu, Executive Vice President and Regional Director of Remax Ontario. Thank you.
Thank you, Kapeleris.
Thank you.